Okay, we're live now on YouTube. This is a Google Plus Hangout with an Olympic athlete from London. It's the first time this has ever been done. This is awesome. Jamie Nieto, okay, live from London. He is an Olympic high jumper. It's his second Olympics. Tell me how exciting it is for you right now to be at the Olympics because, one, you went in 2004. Tell everybody how you missed out in 2008. And you are the first ever 35-year-old male. Hey, I don't want to call you an old guy because you're an athlete, you know. But that's pretty up there for that age. Tell everybody about that.
I'm super excited. Things are going great. It's great to be here in London. I can't believe it. Another Olympic Games, and I'm still at it, you know.
And tell everyone that missed, you're the oldest American ever to do this.
Yes, I'm probably the oldest American to ever win a nationals, and also definitely the oldest American high jumper to ever make an Olympic team.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. And you almost gave up in 2010 because you didn't make the 08. Tell everybody why, the faith you haven't got, and why you just persevered and went for it.
So from 2000 to 2008, I was with a guy named Cliff Roberto. He's at a K-State University. And then in 2009, 2010, I thought I'd try something different. Nothing against my old coach, just wanted something different to do. And I worked with another guy named Dan Pass. And I always felt like, you know, if you ever work with another coach, you should at least give him 2 years to see if everything, like, it takes you time to learn stuff and kind of get in the swing of things. So after that coach left in 2009, that's where I was at in 2010. Like, I don't really know what to do. Got motivated again, decided to go back to my old coach that I was with from 2000 to 2008.
Are you ready for this?
Okay.
In 2008, it kind of inspired you to try something else, acting.
Right. So after I missed out on making the Olympic team in 2008, I was actually here in London and decided, you know what, let me try something else. I always had a passion for acting, and I think it was just about that time. Somebody came to me earlier that year and said, Jamie, you know, what makes you think you can act with some of these great actors if you've never taken an acting class? And I was like, yeah, I guess I probably should take some acting classes. After I didn't make the team that summer, I ended up taking my first acting class. I've been acting ever since.
All right, Monica's going to get the next question coming up.
Yeah, I wondered what it's like to have the eyes of the world watching you when you're competing at the Olympics.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like I don't really see the fans or anything else until until it's all over. You know, I'm just really focused on just jumping over the bar and making sure my technique is going well and just staying focused on that. Because if I look at the fans and think about all that, it can be very daunting. You know, so many eyes on you. I've been doing this for a little while, and you know, at this point in my career, being experienced helps me out. You know, but there is a lot of energy in the stadium. I will say that, and that helps to, you know, want to perform even better. So it is a positive thing.
For the viewers watching on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, tell them where you are, how close you are. You're right there. This is and how often do you work out during this time? I mean, pretty much your prep is already done, isn't it?
Yeah. At this point in time, I mean, if you don't have it by now, you're not gonna get it. You know, I mean, Sunday is our qualifying round, and there's not too much more I can do. Everything is really low key. I'm just really fine tuning things, trying to stay off my feet and get a lot of rest, and that's about it.
What's the experience like being in the village and all that kind of stuff?
It's great. I mean, you know, a lot of athletes are real positive, upbeat. Everybody's enjoying themselves. The last couple nights, I've noticed that it's been really quiet because the games have actually started now. But other than that, it's really cool. And then actually, as the games kind of get towards the end, I'm assuming that it's going to start getting loud again. People want to start partying and having a great time again, especially when their events are over. That's how it usually works.
And I also noticed on your deal, and if anybody has a question, just tell us in the chat, and we'll pop you in. We want to keep this thing moving. You are, man, an actor, an athlete, and a world traveler. I mean, you've been everywhere, Africa, France, Monaco. Where are all these places, and why do you like to do that?
Well, you know, I'm going to all these places because of competitions. You know, if they have a competition in Timbuktu, more than likely I'm probably going to be in Timbuktu if they're paying me to come.
Oh, look at that. Cool.
Give you guys a little bit of the view of the village. How about that?
That's awesome. Man, there's the Olympic Village on our Google Hangout.
Great. That's great.
Wow.
I don't care how long that lasted. That was beautiful. That was awesome, dude. Whoa. That was cool.
Go ahead. Go for your questions. I'm sorry.
Okay. So on your website, I told people to go to your website, check everything out. All the cool pictures of all the places you've been, even though it is competition, you've seen some really cool things. What have you enjoyed the most out of that?
I've been very fortunate and blessed. I thank God because it's been an awesome experience to be able to travel the world, experience different cultures, and every once in a while I get to a competition a few days early and I'm able to go explore and check some things out. So when I do, I try to take full advantage, take a lot of pictures, and just really enjoy myself.
Iyel, you've got a question?
Yes. I saw that you are going to be in the new movie that's coming out, the Roberto Clemente movie. Is that the one? Yeah. What are you doing to study and prepare for that role?
Well, it's already done. We filmed it last year, so what I did to study and prepare for the role is I watched a lot of footage on him, a lot of footage that I could find on YouTube. There was I believe the author's name was McManus. I'm not really sure, but there was a book that I read that was all about Roberto Clemente. Really just tried my best to work on the accent as much as possible. And just a lot of research, a lot of research. I went to the batting cages. I can probably hit a 90-mile-per-hour fastball right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did a lot of research and really did my best to just walk in his shoes. And, you know, it's an awesome experience to play somebody as great as that, but it's also a little bit daunting as well because, you know, you want to keep the fans happy and, you know, all you want to do is do your best and promote his legacy and his name as best as possible.
Man, okay, acting, baseball, traveling, world athlete, Olympic athlete. What can't you do?
I don't think I'm a very good singer, but.
What about any other things? Any other things that you do that people don't know about?
Yeah, I play basketball often. You know, I'm an avid video game player. But I mean, right now I'm producing, as you know, I'm producing my web series called Blood Brothers, and that's going really well. The trailer just came out maybe about a month ago, and we're getting tremendous, great feedback from it, and I'm very happy about that. You know, this is a great project, and I think it's a niche market and something that is not out there on the internet or definitely not on TV right now. I think the thing that was probably the closest to it would be The Wire, and the last episode of The Wire was 2008. And
okay.
So we're trying to bring something to the fans because I know they still want it.
Cool. We're definitely going to share that with our fans, too. Monica, you got a question?
Yeah. I wonder if you do anything to advocate or support young and upcoming athletes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I have a track camp that I do. It's going to be January 5th, 2013. And basically for me, coming up as a younger athlete, I used to pick athletes' brains all the time, not just people in the high jump, but throwers, hurdlers. How are you so successful? And that would be the question that I would ask them a lot of the time. So at my track camp, that's what I try to promote. I have a few different other Olympians and a couple other world-class athletes. We have long jumpers. We have a long jumper, the Barber twins who are sprinters. We have a hurdler, a discus thrower, and then myself. So there's 5 of us. And we let the kids rotate in groups so they're able to pick everybody's brains. Even if they don't throw or even if they don't high jump, they get a chance to work with these different world-class athletes. And then we give them an opportunity to still work with us as well. If they're specifically a high jumper, then they'll come back to me and work with me.
We had a question from someone, Victor Solis, says, a question for Jamie. Since I work with college-bound students, what advice would you give about self-confidence to aspiring student athletes?
The main thing I would give them, and I think I'm a living testimony to this, is just never give up. I mean, your only limitations are what you believe them to be. If you believe that you can be the best, go out there and do your best to be the best. It takes time and effort. Obviously, I'm 35 years old. I'm still out here doing it. It's not about how many times you fail. It's about how many times you get back up and try again, you know? So that would be my advice that I would give to the younger kids. Just keep going after it, because if you're in something for long enough and you're working hard and trying to get better at it, you're more likely to succeed at it.
And you're testament today by popping back in and out. That's awesome. There was some guy walking behind you. So who was that? Are there athletes all around you? Is Michael Phelps next door to you? And if he is, bring him in.
Yeah, no. Michael Phelps is not next door, but that was my roommate, Khadevis Robinson. He's a 800-meter runner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Does he want to pop in and say hello?
KD. Hold on. You want to say hello real quick on this interview?
Hey, we've had one Olympian on. This will be 2. We've never had that before. We're setting all kinds of records here. Excellent. Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing great, doing great.
Awesome. What's your name and what are you doing?
Well, my name is Khadevis Robinson. I'm an 800-meter runner. I'm from Texas, but currently I live in Las Vegas.
All right, where are you from in Texas?
I was from Fort Worth, Texas. I attended TCU, Texas Christian University.
All right, we're out of Dallas, man.
Oh, sweet. That's great.
This is great. Y'all both should be on. You should interview each other. Jamie is the first Olympic athlete to ever do a live Google Hangout from London.
Oh, that's great.
So now you are right there with him.
Yeah, I'm right on the same page. That's good. Good to have.
So how cool would it be if both of you guys win the gold, since y'all are roommates?
Cool, it ain't the word. It'd be amazing.
It'd be amazing, yeah.
This is great, man. Well, thanks for popping in and saying hello.
My pleasure. Thanks for following us. Keep cheering us on. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Can do.
Awesome.
So you got 2 for 1 there.
Dude, that is great. Wow. NBC would be jealous of what we're doing.
Probably.
Because we don't do tape delay. All right. I think Ken, you want a question, Ken?
Yeah, I just want to have a question. So how do you even get started in the high jump? What's like? Where do you even start? Like, what inspired you that first time to try the high jump?
For me, it was basketball. My junior year, I went out for the basketball team. I just missed out on making the team because I had a bad grade in geometry. And a friend of mine came to me and said, hey, Jamie, why don't you come out for the track and field team, try high jump. That way you can work on your jumping ability for next year when you go back out for the basketball team. And so I thought it was a good idea. So I went out there and tried it and enjoyed it and had a lot of fun and figured that I had a little bit of talent at it because I was the only kid in California, not in California, but I was in California, to make it to the state meet. And it was only me and 2 girls out of a team of about 60 people. So.
I also had a bad grade in geometry, and I didn't become an Olympic athlete, so I'm not sure what happened.
You just got to stick with it.
All right, Iyel, you had another question. And, guys, we have about 5 to 6 more minutes with him because I promised him 30 minutes. And he's been very patient here. Iyel, what do you got?
Okay, I just have a quick question about your faith. You've spoken of it often. What role do you think your faith plays in your success, and just what are your feelings that you'd like to share about your faith in general?
I just thank God for being here. Like I said, from 2004, from 2004, 2008, and 2012, I bought a hat. I bought a hat in 2004. It says Jesus inside, and that's just to let people know out there that faith plays a big part in my life and a big part in my sports and everything that I do. I want to compete and inspire people and touch people's lives and glorify God's name in all ways possible. So that's one of the reasons why I'm out here as well, to use this as a higher platform to praise Him. And so that has been an awesome experience, and I hope that I'm able to inspire a lot of people and cause other people to do great things.
Well, you're inspiring me.
Thank you.
That's great. Now, how much contact, I mean, you're busy right now, you're up there and doing, how much contact do you have with family, friends, neighbors, or do you just need to be focused, zero in, and do none of that stuff?
Well, right now, I've been pretty much staying off the grid with family and friends and stuff like that. I've been kind of keeping in contact via Twitter and Facebook, but I'm going to be off the grid these next few days from doing that because that can get overwhelming and kind of tire you out mentally, not physically because I'm not actually doing anything, but just sitting there like, oh, I got to respond back to all these people. I kind of keep it at bay until after the games, and then once the games is over, then I'll do whatever. Hang out, go see the sights, do whatever I need to do.
For anybody that just joined us, this is Jamie Nieto, U.S. Olympic high jumper. He's live from London. First time this has ever been done on a Google Hangout. Very exciting, and he's been very gracious with his time. Do you have any last comments before you head out? What do you want to say to the world here?
Hey, I would just like to say, please keep me in your prayers. Make sure you continue to follow me. I'm on Twitter, Facebook. Check out my website, jamienieto.com. Post a lot of blogs, a lot of insightful stuff for other athletes and just people in general because I travel around the world. I think people like to see that.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on. It was our pleasure. And take home the gold, man.
Yes, God bless.